searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Booth's masquerade, hiding both face and mind.
Hey.
All free for you to draw.
Oh man, I was just spacing out because I'm listening to the song that's playing on the stream.
What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask.
Oh god, I am.
Revealing all.
Sorry, everyone.
Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I find an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter at Booth's masquerade, heart in both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide.
Here I am. And here Brendon is. Brendon, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, bud.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Let me adjust the volume. Now your webcam
Mm-hmm.
is it turned on?
Turned on. Have to activate it, maybe.
Ooh. Bam. That is rather good. All right.
All right.
And
I've several things to talk about, but I suggest I can imagine that there's going to be some driving around and running around doing stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I've just turned the game audio on. And folks, can you hear Brendon okay? Can you hear the game okay? Can you hear me okay? If any of those things are not okay, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we're just gonna get into it, and I'm just gonna adjust my webcam real quick to make it just that nicer. Yeah. So if I don't see any problems reported in chat, I guess I'll just do the hot drop. Just quickly though, like what were you said you had a lot of things to say. Is it about the game specifically, or is it about other things?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, well look, let's just dump ourselves straight into it. Welcome to X and Y. I'm DB. This is Brendon below me. That's Jack 2. We've been playing it for the last few weeks, pretty consistently. We haven't missed a week yet, which is pretty cool. And it's been pretty engrossing, I would say. I've sort of enjoyed watching it through your fresh eyes. So, and just playing it again, because on a basic level it feels good. Sorry, Bianca, that wasn't a dig at you. Like, truly. Bianca unfortunately had to miss a couple of weeks for reasons beyond her control.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So missed a couple of weeks worth of Jedi Academy streams. And we're glad to have her back, of course, as of this week. Before I say anything else, before I keep blathering, just like to acknowledge that we are broadcasting today on the lands of the Camaragal and Gadigal peoples of the Eora Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present. Now, Brendon, is there anything you want to say right off the top before we play this cutscene and do a quick recap of what happened last week?
No, just that I'm keen for this. Actually, no, yeah. I have a question, which is how far do you think we're into this, and what session are we up to?
So, we are about to hit the 33% mark. So, like, the game splits itself into 3 acts based on its cutscene viewer. We're about to hit the end of Act 1, and this is the 4th session. So we're going to have probably a nice baker's dozen by the end, is what I would say.
That's very interesting, because I assumed this Praxis fellow was fighting him would be the end of Act 1. I mean, we did fight him. I mean, defeating him would be the end of Act 1. Yeah,
it felt kind of climactic and strange. And yeah, it always has done for me as well. So I'm glad you feel that way too.
But I mean, like, I thought, like, from this point on, we would just be learning about Praxis would be done, but like it doesn't seem like we're even close to getting him yet.
I would say
thinking that.
I would say more. There is more to come with Praxis.
Yeah,
plenty more. Yeah, substantial further events involving Praxis. Yes.
Yeah. So this is okay. So the pacing of this story is a lot slower than I thought.
Yeah.
that's good to know. That's fine. It's not a criticism or anything like that. I just needed to sort of. My expectations have been subverted, which is what Naughty Dog love to do, don't they?
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
ask us
what if
compelling questions. What if what?
First scene of Jack 2, Daxter just fucking gets shot in the head.
You know, you nominated the other week that Jack's daughter should die. I'm glad you've moved past that very Last of Us idea and just settled for Daxter dying. And it's a gunshot though, like not the zombie apocalypse. So we're slowly getting some more originality in these far-flung fantasies.
Yeah. I also just assume that Neil Druckmann is entirely responsible for this game as well, which I don't think is true at all.
He certainly worked on some of these PS2 games. From memory, he mentioned something about working on Jack X in a lower position than creative director. Obviously, this is like back when Jason Rubin and Andy Gavin still had run of the place. So.
Well, that doesn't faze me. As far as I'm concerned, Neil Druckmann made this game.
Okay.
I think that's all, other than I'm keen for this sesh.
Yep.
That's good to know. Let's get going.
Cool. Now I am going to play this cutscene again, and I know last week I did much the same thing, and I was like, oh, look for details, and the whole joke was like, oh, he's got a big head. I promise, I haven't got big head mode turned on this time. There really is something interesting I want you to see, and this time it's small head mode, so let's take a look.
Hey, oh my god, it's so small.
Touch the goods again, rat boy, and you'll be counting with your toes.
He's so chunky.
Yes, I know.
His whole head's buried by his hand.
I am Onan's interpreter.
Penis joke. Very good.
Extremely good.
Bort Sampson asked when did Amy Hennig show up, which is I'd also like to know.
I don't know. I only associated with Uncharted. I assume that was
maybe Uncharted 1.
First Uncharted game was it? You know, I haven't looked into it.
Luckily, you got someone here to look these things up for you.
Yeah.
This is the benefit of doing these co-streams.
Yep.
A hair lip, a hairy chest. Nose. But no. Onan says you seek answers.
I realized the other day, this being my first stream, I kind of gave myself a lot to do setting up a co-stream, like where I got a screen share and like capture your webcam and all this stuff.
Yeah, but it's fun to do. It's fun.
It's fun, but it's like solo stream will come as a relief, I think. Sorry, I'm looking at Jack's small head still. Continues to amuse me.
I found out some interesting information about Amy Hennig and when she joined. Amy Hennig joined for Jak 3.
Wow.
She was the game director of Jak 3.
She was the game director of Jak 3.
Amy Hennig directed Jak 3.
That's amazing to me. It feels... I really want to... Playing Jak 3 again, as I mentioned I did in tandem with this, I really want to... If there's any behind-the-scenes material out there about how it got made, I'd love to see it, because I think it kind of got rushed in a lot of aspects, you know? Like, it's still Jak and Daxter, it still plays well, but there's just aspects of the story that felt like, you know, they were meant to be something greater, but then weren't. And just bits of the story, and I mentioned this as well, but like bits of the story where it's like they clearly realized at the 11th hour they needed a certain scene to do a certain something, so they just plugged it in a place where you wouldn't expect it to, and Jak's present there for reasons unclear. It's, yeah, like even Jak 2 felt a bit more cohesive in that respect, so I really wonder if Jak 3, they were just under the pump and just had to, at a certain point, ship it in like the, like to me, Bianca talked about this, it's like the minimum viable product, you know? So, maybe without using that methodology specifically.
I thought you're talking about Jak 3, yeah?
Jak 2, on the other hand, it feels quite well realized. It's a goofy way to take the franchise, but they spent time figuring it out, it feels like.
Okay. I thought Jak 3 was way more hype.
I think a lot of people would say that. I think there's just signs that they scaled it back in some ways, you know?
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it was enough for her to get Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, which I'm going to go ahead and say she did a fucking great job on, because the stories, well, she was the creative director as well, but the actual narrative in those games are like what they need to be for those games, if that makes sense. Like, they're simple and sort of action movie-y, like, but there's enough sort of supernatural intrigue going on to make it interesting. But
yeah,
it's not there's not some intricate lore behind every single like game that ties it all together that you need to learn about and stuff like that. It's like you can just play the games and understand the story.
You're talking about Uncharted, just quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just as I'm playing this, I miss
fucking
crucial
clue
bits.
what's going on in this game. No idea. Other than the fact that we got transported to some random place.
So as we established by playing that cutscene again, Onan, the soothsayer, wants us to retrieve 3 precursor items, which everyone in this world is really fond of for obvious reasons. That's one thing that hasn't changed since the first game. She's basically going to use it to help look for what's called the Tomb of Ma, which has a lot of significance in finding the heir to the throne, which is another thing that we've discussed in terms of overthrowing Baron Praxis and making the city a nice place to live. So,
my guess is that the heir to the throne is Daxter. It's got to be.
Heir to the throne is Daxter. Interesting. Okay.
It's the only thing that makes sense. I can't think of any other character it could be.
Okay. So they ask in chat, Bianca asks in chat, whether the up and down function on the vehicles feels as clunky as it looks. Honestly, I guess it appears clunky. I've gotten quite used to it. Like a lot of things in this game. Not like the hoverboard, for instance. It doesn't necessarily look very graceful. It doesn't feel very graceful at first pass, but I don't know. I've maybe through experience, or maybe because Naughty Dog are better devs than we give them credit for, whatever, I've gotten used to it. And I feel like it's comfortably manipulable. It's when it comes to vehicle traversal, the thing that's a bigger pain in the ass is just traffic and pedestrian dispersal. As we've established, they could just show up in like extremely random and inconvenient places. So,
yeah, Bort points out that you don't need to play the first game. It's not too bad. I mean, it's a little bit old, but I still quite enjoy it. I'd be very interested to play the PS4 port, which Bort says removes a lot of the 6-axis stuff, which sounds very promising. Maybe I should go back.
I exclusively played the Uncharted games via the PS4 remasters and had a great time. And it did not occur to me until this moment that it had 6-axis nonsense in it at all.
I didn't.
Maybe it did, because the PS4 does have motion detectors, so and touchpad stuff. So, but it's not very present in my mind. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I think it was GTA 4 where you had to fly planes with the 6-axis and it was really, really bad.
Yuck, no.
I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was that. But I played all of Uncharted on PS3. If you ever stream Jack 3,
yeah.
then after that, then we can stream Uncharted.
Okay, all right.
Because we need to follow the natural progression.
Sure, okay. And then we'll come back around and do the classic Crash Bandicoots and just do it that way.
Oh, yeah, we can do that separately. That's like a different timeline, so
sure.
It's okay.
Okay, all right. You mentioned supernatural elements with Uncharted. That's really only like a big deal in the first game, right? From that point on, it's a bit ambiguous by comparison.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure in like the third act of each Uncharted game, there's some sort of supernatural element.
Okay.
I think Tomb Raider is exactly the same. I think they got that formula from them, which is why people are like, oh, they copied it. Tomb Raider copied Uncharted, which, you know.
I mean, it kind of did.
Yeah, it did, but...
Yeah, but
Uncharted copied Tomb Raider. So.
to
so
arguably...
Everyone copies everyone.
To arguably decent effect, really, so... Because that first Tomb Raider reboot game, I like it. It's alright.
I feel like one of our catchphrases on this show should be everyone copies everyone, which is fine, but it's so true. Like it's very hard to come to not be influenced by, you know, I mean, to come up with a completely original.
What was the phrase that was in vogue for ages? Everything is a remix. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I remember that going around. Which
I'm pretty sure someone said that in some sort of university class that I did, because people said shit like that.
Everything is derivative. Yeah, that's another good way of putting it, Bianca. Honestly. Yeah.
That's
all right.
It.
Here's a funny cutscene. Made funnier with the small head mode.
Something's cooking.
What could that be?
Brendon!
It's him! Ah!
Now that's funny.
Yeah. Not clear how he puts out the fire on his tail, by the way. Just, it had to happen, so.
Stop, drop, and roll, I assume.
Okay. Well, could have showed him rolling. Low effort, noise.
Apparently, Everything is a Remix was a documentary series.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I probably watched that in university at some point. Because I did communications.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly. I was about to ask what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Stuart Mills got thrown around a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He said the medium is the message.
Oh, okay.
He had lots of good philosophy things, but that was one of them.
Sorry, just focusing while I shoot.
No,
platforms.
I'm focusing as well. I just realized what you were doing. I was like, interesting platforming. Is that how you have to do that? Or can you, like, spin them or something? Or?
Yes, that is. You have to shoot them in some respect. I'm pretty sure. I don't think melee attacks work in that respect. I'll try it, but without dying. The next time I see it, but.
I was just thinking about like a Crash Originals trilogy. Like you could knock out each game in like an RFA. Is the thing.
Well, so, yeah. If you're not trying to go 100%, get all the gems.
Yeah, if you're not trying to go 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that we get back to some precursor stuff in this game. Yeah, it's also a pretty derivative concept, but it's one that I like in sci-fi.
Sorry, one moment. Yo.
Sorry, Dom. Just last week you asked for a hot pocket, so I just figured I'd get you a hot pocket. You know, so.
A hot pocket? Hell yeah.
Appreciate it. That's Kale, everyone. Good. A legend.
You got a hot pocket?
It's hot. It feels like it's got something in it.
I want to know what flavor it is.
Oh, I better find out, hey.
I can't remember the last time I had a hot pocket, and now I'm just thinking about
it's savory. I reckon it's like peri-peri chicken. Because it's like orange.
Wow. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's tasty. It lives up.
All I remember about Hot Pockets is that they're always fucking burning hot in the middle.
It's pretty warm.
Yeah. It's by virtue of it, like having to be micro. Like, actually, could you put one in the oven? I feel like that would make its like structural integrity either way better or much worse.
I would personally put it in. Like, I got myself a pie maker from Kmart. You know what those things are?
No, but is it just like a
$30?
But...
$30, and it operates, and you operate it similarly to like a sandwich press.
Yeah, like a jaffle.
Yeah, and it's jaffle. Yeah.
Yeah, jaffle. Sorry, not javel.
Yeah, but it's got like 4 pits that you can make pies in, or you can make like lava cakes or tarts and things like that. So I imagine Hot
Sounds
Pockets
good.
would be fine.
Yeah, pizza rounders, exact same thing, but a different name.
No, I hate this bit.
Yeah.
I really hate this bit because it's like
this looks awful. It's because this pattern doesn't look consistent.
It really isn't, and a lot of me getting through it is just luck.
Yeah,
thankfully they don't chip away too much health. You saw there, it's only chipping away 1 unit of health at a time. It's the other reason. I just like my way, and they give me a lot of health pickups as well. So.
Have you ever? Do you know the game Bad Rats?
Bad Rats.
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
It is. Well, it's a game that's infamous for being a prank game that people would send. Because it costs like 50 cents.
Just quickly, Brendon, you have your answer. Kale microwaved it.
Yeah, there you go. It's a physics-based game on Steam.
Okay.
And it's infamous for like people before you could remove games from your Steam list. So people would send it to each other because it's really shit. And it's like, oh, it's sucked in. You can't get this off your Steam list now. It cost me 50 cents to troll you. Very good.
I bet that's the rags. They won't miss that one tiny gear.
I'll explain the rest of this.
Like candy from a baby.
Oh, Daxter. Do you not know your own bumbling nature?
Ever know we were here.
Gotta love Jack holding his head where it used to be. Oh, also, of course, Daxter's resting his hand on the head that does not exist anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I think about that. But it's weird seeing. It's very weird seeing Jack's head smaller than Daxter's.
It is funny how that works.
Yeah, Bad Rats. It is technically a 2D physics based game. With like 2001 era humor.
Okay.
But also the physics in the game are actually 3D.
Oh.
And they are never consistent. You'll never get the same results twice, even if you do the exact same like puzzle solution. Which is great.
Wow.
Which is exactly what you want in a physics-based game.
In a 2000s era Newgrounds sounding game, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Designed by one guy who did not playtest it thoroughly. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Alright,
yeah, really, really good.
Now get ready. Because, oh my goodness. It's a horde mode. Look at all these frogs.
They do this at the end of Jack 1. They start having all these sections where hordes come at you.
Oh, really? I'm trying to remember. Is this like in, what level are we talking?
Well, the first one gets introduced in the bog, which isn't really towards the end. But then there's, like, a bunch around, like, in the different lava. Like, the last zone. There's a bunch there. I can't remember exactly, but... yeah. I just wanted to talk about Medieval as well, because people are talking about it in the chat. I remember playing that on a demo disc and not knowing if it was really good or not, because I remember like at the start, I remember there being like a massive wall of text dialogue that you couldn't skip. I'm probably misremembering it. You probably could actually skip it, and it probably wasn't even that much.
And it was voiced dialogue for sure. I know. I'm pretty sure I know what demo you're talking about, because I had a similar one growing up that I was scared of because anything with zombies in it I was terrified of as a child. I never really played horror games growing up, and now I fucking
love
Yeah.
horror games that much.
Yeah, something tweaks in your brain, right? And then you give something a go and it works, and you're like, okay, I like horror stuff now. At least if you like us, kind of.
Like if you see my reaction, like when I was playing Alan Wake the other day, which I'll do again tomorrow. But,
oh, cool.
I just had stuff to do today and yesterday.
Yep. Fair.
I did my tax return today, by the way.
Oh yeah, win. Very good. No,
Epic
genuinely,
win.
yeah. That's a good thing to do, though.
It was actually good. I was like, okay, I need to just start doing some fucking life admin stuff and get something I've been putting off for ages out of the way. Tax return, that's a good one.
Ooh, if I fuck this, maybe. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta restart.
Can you dive on it? No.
No, I cannot. Okay, gotta restart. Now, carry on.
This looks like a cool puzzle, though.
It is, and it's got really nice sound effects when you hit the boxes. So I'll just.
Very satisfying.
Yeah, there's. And it pitches up as the further you go. It's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Reese. It's next up, baby. It's in my queue.
Not playing it tonight. Oh, NAC 2's installed. Good to see you.
Yeah. Well, the demo, but yeah. That was a day. I'm trying to remember. Oh, what was that? Why did I have it installed? I think it was when I was playing the Crash 4 demo. So I got 2 more demos in case that I ran out of got through that in 20 minutes, which I didn't. Because there's like 3 levels in that, so... Here we go. We got this now. Was there something else you wanted to say about tax returns and adulting?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I love how I need to stop saying everything sarcastically. But anyway, on the ATO website, it has your how much superannuation you've accumulated next to your hex stat. And it is incredibly disheartening to see those 2 numbers next to each other because it's like, I have a big debt to pay and all this money that I can't access. Can you not do that ATO website? I know you're watching the stream.
Oh, if they start me over again. Nope. Okay, cool. Thankful.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Cool. I solved the boxes once. I don't have to again. Very good.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like, with Alan Wake, like, you sit when I'm playing the game, like, there's creepy stuff happening, and I'm just like, oh, look at that. And it's not because I'm like it's not working. It's just because I don't know. I'm used to it, and I just really enjoy playing those games. Like, I'm not playing them to get scared. I'm playing them to appreciate the aesthetic.
Yeah, and Alan Wake is absolutely like, it's not a game it's trying to scare you in the same way as like a Silent Hill. It's just trying to go for a vibe more than anything.
Alright, I should have waited till stream tomorrow to wear this shirt. But I do have this Twin Peaks t-shirt.
Hey.
It is.
That's
it is
rather
Dale
relevant.
Cooper. Yeah, it's Dale Cooper in the Archer style.
Now, I'm just trying to confirm. There's an orb here that typically you're meant to wait till later to get, but I can get it now-ish. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's those 3. Yes. Okay, cool. So we'll go down there right after
It's 3 next to each other?
Yep. That's
exactly weird.
I know. Sometimes that happens. Anyway.
Oh, is it because it's like, this is super secret? It's not good enough for a gold egg, but we'll give you 3 for it. Is that what they're going for, I'm guessing? It's like a medium-sized challenge to find.
Whoa, this puppy's got some vibration to it. This baby will put a smile on your face.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long until there's a sex joke with this vibrating crystal? And it was straight away, so that's really... They're on great pace.
She will search the timelines for answers about these sacred relics. I will find you then.
Alright. So, Onan has her items that she asked us for instantly. And we're good. Job well done, boys. With that, let me just turn off small head mode. I just wanted to put it on for one mission.
I was going to say, it looks like you're running a little bit faster, but other than that, this game looks like it plays exactly the same as the first game, other than the guns.
It's, you can tell it's the same engine, which is the Kinetica engine, if anyone's interested in looking that up. Yeah, same engine, and they're clearly pushing it as far as they can go. Like just down to little things like you know, the higher res models and cutscenes, and just more city activity, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic Naughty Dog, pushing technical boundaries, etc., etc.
Something that was good for my knowledge about video games was that in uni there was this course I was doing about video games, and I spent like a couple of weeks researching all different video game engines.
Mm-hmm.
That was very, very informative for learning about how games are actually made.
Mm.
I'm very glad I did that course in hindsight, because I didn't really learn much else.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of games discourse fixates on engines in terms of graphics exclusively, when in fact engines are used, like they accommodate all sorts of other functions more than just how a thing looks. Like we talk about an Unreal Engine look, and like something about that engine definitely lends itself to a certain way of rendering models, but I mean, it's also really popular because it's really flexible in terms of applications to different kinds of mechanics, and it also accommodates really well action-adventure type games, which, of course, is a really, really popular genre, especially on like PS4 exclusives and stuff like that. So, although they tend to use their own engines anyway. But look, it's just yeah, and I love reading also about behind-the-scenes stories of making games, because you hear about how, say for instance, Mass Effect Andromeda, they were saddled with the Frostbite engine, which was just not made for Mass Effect type games, and so even like just creating cutscenes was just turned into this absolute labor, and added so many man hours to just a simple task in their pipeline, and it's really interesting reading about that stuff. So that's cool that you got to do it in uni, you know, in a structured environment. Whereas I just do it through Jason Schreier articles and Kotaku, you know, or Bloomberg.
I didn't actually get to like work on any game.
Sure.
Like work with any game agents or anything like that.
Okay.
What was I going to say? What was I looking up? Oh yeah. Oh fuck! Sorry, I forgot. I was something about game agent.
That's okay. There is a side mission available to us, but it's on the other side of the city. I'm not going to really bother with it at this time. We'll just add time to the session, and I don't want to. But what I'm doing is I'm visiting the Precursor statue and getting ourselves another epic, cool Dark Jack power.
Oh, that is epic. And cool. That's a big win.
Yeah, huge win.
Oh, when people say like winning, like it's not, that phrase became so huge for a very specific point in time. I've been playing Orcs Must Die. I can't remember what year that came out.
Yes, right.
Or something like that. But yeah, in that, there's after you pass a wave, the character goes winning, and I'm like, wow, way to fucking date your game.
Yeah.
In fact,
the metalheads have always feared you, angry one.
Well.
Even now, the metalhead leader realizes you can destroy him and save the last chance for our race. You now have control of another dark.
The last chance to save our race. Sounds pretty fucking like some sort of heir to some sort of throne.
So that basically, when you're surrounded by enemies, you just attack all of them. It's like heat-seeking lightning comes out of you rather than an explosive AoE blast.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
they seem like it looks very much like a win button, but
yeah, I mean that's the intended downside is that you go through all your Darkjack eco, which is useful if you just want to hang out for 2 minutes and attack and like use powered up melee attacks on people. But most of the time, if you're using Darkjack at all, it's just as a like a grenade, you know, fully hand grenade. So. Like, I go for long stretches where Dark Eco isn't sucking up into me because I've maxed it out, because I just haven't found a good excuse to whip it out yet. So, sorry, what? Just reading Bianca's little tidbit about Heart of the Swarm. I mean, that sounds like the kind of thing I'm talking about. Where they go with a certain...
Heroes of the Storm, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Heart of the Swarm, that's also Hearts. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
The StarCraft thing?
Well, yeah, that's a StarCraft 2 expansion. That's what I assumed was being referred to there.
Don't worry, I'll stream some HOTS at some point.
Cool. Either or.
Big,
Okay.
big on story, that game. Fuck, I need to stop being sarcastic. I just can't fucking turn it off sometimes. I think my Bellamy's the dude out news.
The city's on high alert.
Yes.
What the hell did you two do?
Us? Nothing. We've been sightseeing, right, Jack?
Really? Then why are the Crimson Guard looking for a dangerous young man with light hair?
Remember those two up the back? We haven't seen them in a while, have we? They were the first people we met coming out of the jail. When Jack was like, I need information. Where the hell am I? He was talking to that old man. And the kid was with him.
It's weird seeing a kid in this world.
I know. He is literally the only kid in there. So when they talk about some kid somewhere who's the heir to the throne, you know they're talking about this one because there's no other kids in this world. Like,
Blue tunic and a rabbit orange rat on his shoulder.
Could be anyone. Orange is the new black this season.
Look, we climbed up to the Baron's palace, and we tripped a few alarms.
Oh, right, that too.
What? I didn't authorize a strike on the...
Hey, we kicked the Baron's ass.
ooh.
Fortunately,
He said ass.
And we overheard a secret meeting with the leader of the Metalheads.
You saw the metalhead leader?
no, he was.
I'm not gonna
on
lie.
communicator,
Mm.
But we heard him talking.
I forgot about this kid. I thought Jack was like
Metalheads with
the
ego.
Will never be enough.
the king or
The
whatever.
Baron's
head of
gonna
the-
double
Right.
cross him.
And they're like,
So,
They're like,
I
oh,
didn't
the air is
realize
right
that.
in
This
front
is
of you.
nice.
This cool guy who can shoot good.
Must have angered someone.
Right.
Because there's word from the wasteland that metalhead armies are on the move again.
Why didn't you tell me Ashlyn was Praxis's daughter? What's your connection with her?
That's none of your business. Since you've stirred up the Loveliest nest, you and Whiskers here get to work your safe houses. Shuttle
So-
each
oh my
agent to the
God.
location they specify. Move all of them without any casualties. Don't screw this up, Jack.
I rate that Hot Pocket a 8 out of 10 annoying weasels.
Hot pockets.
It was orange like Daxter, actually, on the inside, when I showed it earlier. It's kind of that
Oh,
color.
and like the president of the United States as well.
Hey!
Hey.
I think you mean Cheeto colored, buddy. Hey, did you see the fly in the debate today? Oh, that fly.
I didn't see anything else.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the debate, which I'm thankful for.
I know about the fly. Yeah. Jack constantly looks like his mum just kicked him off the Xbox. Yeah, definitely that vibe, Reese. good
Jack
to-
hasn't heard of the Xbox though. More, he's kicked him off the PlayStation 2, the best console in the world.
Third place. Oh,
Can't
I
get
wish,
better
I
than
wish,
the PlayStation 2.
like the Dreamcast did ads featuring their Sega characters, like Sonic and the Virtual Fighter guy and people just hanging out. I wish they'd done. I wish that was still in vogue, you know? Just had them all hanging out, chatting. Very Kingdom Hearts vibe, I think. Get in the bloody vehicle, mate. There.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was happening.
Yeah, I was like
It's a
trying
very
to.
GTA problem as well.
Yeah, very much so. Although
Oh,
in,
that's what I was
GD...
gonna say.
in GTA you're
Sorry.
doing it on a regular basis, and this it's like just the once. So clearly they
Yeah.
kind of jerry-rigged it together. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I fucking Andromeda. I really like that game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know I get so much criticism, but like, it's
Sorry,
the
Gail's
amount of
comment.
criticism it gets is undeserved. It's a cool game.
I played the demo.
It's good.
I had a good time, and I've got a copy on PS4 somewhere that I got for like $5, and I will
Yeah, they-
break it out one day.
The actual like combat and stuff is really fun.
Cool. Yeah,
It's
nice.
especially if you like I've only played through it once and decided to go the Space Wizard route.
Mhm.
But man, being a Space Wizard is real fun.
What's the actual name for space wizardry in that game? There's a particular name.
There is.
It's like psychomancy or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. something.
Psyop. No. It's got to. Someone look it up, please.
I can't remember.
I hate it when people are like on podcasts and things, like trying to figure out how to pronounce stuff in real time when it's like something that they should already know for the topic at hand. Like I try to listen to Waypoint's thing on Kingdom Hearts where they just unspool all the lore in it. And they spend the first 10 minutes going, is it Venitas? Is it Venitas? Is it blah? And I just shut it off. It's like not knowing how to biotics. Thank you, Bianca.
Yeah, that's
not knowing how to pronounce something is fine, but if it's something that's like, you know, you're gonna talk about, Come on.
I know exactly what you mean.
Like, it'll still
However,
happen regardless, but, you know, just make an effort, is all I'm saying.
For some reason, I've really been enjoying. I can't remember what the actual podcast is, but Lauren Lapkus and Nicole Byatt have made a podcast.
Not Comedy Bang Bang.
Well, no, not that podcast.
They're known from that, but okay, yep.
Well, anyway, they started off by watching the Star Wars for the first time. And now they're watching Lord of the Rings for the first time. But it's really, for some reason, when they get characters' names wrong and they don't know very obvious things about that, I don't mind because it's like so old. I feel.
And it's like you're listening for their perspective and like specifically trying to combat that impulse. That's like, oh my god, how is this not in your personal canon? Like the whole point is that they're fresh to it and they're gonna make mistakes. So it's like there's a local podcast recorded right here in Sydney called Ladies Guide to Dude Cinema. A couple of comedians just watching all the movies that guys have like insisted they watch. You know, Pulp Fiction and Donnie Darko and whatever.
Good, you did well. I'll tell the Shadow Crusade.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't get me started on Donnie Darko.
Yeah. Get them
I
started.
watched it so many times, and people kept always saying, "You just don't get it." I'm like, "No, I've seen it multiple times. I get it. It's just dumb."
It is dumb, and it's very telling that Richard Kelly, the director, has not made anything as revered since. I feel. You know, he made Southland Tales and The Box, starring Cameron Diaz.
He made Southland Tales.
Yep, that's him.
Wow. If you know anything about that movie,
well done.
Yeah. Movies. I think that's the only movie The Rock is in that has bombed. I think.
Right. Yeah. He's come a long way since then.
Yeah.
I
haven't watched that movie. I've only seen a review of it.
There's a clip of him in either Mummy 1 or Mummy 2. And, man, he does not have his on-screen persona down yet. He's still very kind of wide-eyed and just overdoing it a little. Whereas he's really settled into his own groove now.
By the way, if you don't know the gimmick of Southland Tales, like, I don't even know what the story is. Well, I mean, I do, but it doesn't even matter. But all the actors in it were actors that felt like they'd been typecast, and they're all cast in roles that are outside of their typecastedness. Like, I think John Lovitz plays like a cop, like a serious cop or something.
Oh man, there was something else I wanted to say. Well, about this game, this mission we're about to do, if I have it right, is the one that ends Act 1.
Oh, interesting.
This is like in the I'm referring to the cutscene player that you unlock with the way it categorizes all the cutscenes. It's separated by Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and this is the one that ends Act 1. So
this should be important.
No, not this mission. Like the cutscene that plays as a result of finishing this mission is the one that ends Act 1. So
yeah.
Scouts report movement in Dead Town. Creatures moving toward the sacred site.
Dead
just as
Town.
before.
What happened before?
Metalheads broke through the old city wall. We fought them, but then the Baron pulled back, leaving everyone outside the new barrier to die. Only the shadows
On that day, Weird Elf people received a grim reminder.
Melvs. Human elves.
Is that what they're called?
No.
But it would be a good name.
Hey, I'm proud.
Do they actually have a name for their race?
Not that I've ever heard. And we got a gun upgrade.
You're gonna need it.
Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. I don't think. No, it's a Gatling gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll demonstrate it in a sec. So you hold it like that, and then you hold down the shoot button. So it's like that. Yep. Like I said, it's just it's a nice. There's 4 weapons. We've got 3 out of 4 weapons, and they're all quite nice and distinct from one another.
Okay, I want to guess what the last one is. So we've got the scatter gun, which is like the shotgun. Scatter shotgun. We've got this Gatling gun. Did we get like just a standard sort of burst rifle?
A standard rifle? Yeah, the yellow one you're talking about?
Yeah, is that like a 3 round? Burst?
3-round? I don't know. Well, look, it's a blaster. It acts like a rifle basically, and it's a nice average gun for just
I'm asking
getting
if you got a semi-automatic, fully automatic.
No, the Gatling is the closest we've got to like a rapid fire gun.
Okay, so the last one. Like, there could be okay. Like, I'm trying to think if there's application for a sniper. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. Like, as in looking into a first-person crosshair and like zooming in on the terrain.
Yeah. I don't mean necessarily a sniper rifle, but I mean something that functions as a long-range rifle. Is what I'm thinking.
So longer than this yellow one I've got up right now. Because this is fairly long range. Certainly suitable
can you
from
look down the sights of this one?
No, you cannot. I will tell you, there's no gun in this game that you look down the sights of. It's this angle or nothing.
Okay, so it's probably not a sniper. So that means it could be like a rocket launcher, I reckon. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So it's something big and bombastic for the last one.
Righto. Yeah, and the gun as Reese mentions, the gun transformations remain quite cool. Yes. It's specifically like that's what the game calls it. Oh jeez, I really fucked that up. Sorry. I'm supposed to be using the Vulcan barrel, right? So like,
right, yeah.
Basically paralyzing the enemies in place and peppering them like with bullets. Even though like a lot of the time a single bullet will do, like on those frogs for instance. But I don't know. It's just encouraging that just with placement, I think.
So does it do a brief stun on them as well?
Yeah, basically, it like lifts them into the air. Like you saw it just now, it lifts them into the air with the sheer force of what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's what you meant to do with those grenade lobbers. Because trying to pop off yellow shots just makes it take a while.
It sucks that liquid is just straight up damage because there's a lot of it and it looks very easy to accidentally fall into.
Yeah. I agree. When you're wandering around not quite knowing what to do, it's a real pain in the ass. Thankfully, I've played this relatively recently, and I'm already out of blue ammo, so back to yellow for me. And oh my god, lots of enemies right now. Oh god, I forgot about this.
I can't remember which game it is. I think it might be like, I don't know, Stick Me Down for like Spire or something. Where, like, you get like 3 jumps when you're in water, and then that's it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it might well be Spyro. Yeah, that's a good guess. Someone in chat might know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 jumps. Well, and Mario kind of lets you do that with like the system where you take only a bit of health loss when you fall in lava, and you bounce
I'm thinking,
as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's something that doesn't have a health thing, but yeah, like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
well, that sort of
3 strikes and you're out kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, that was close. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking of.
Okay. Close, same dev. So the thing we're doing, just to reiterate what basically got told in the cutscene, is that we are going to protect a site that is really important to the Shadow. And do you remember who the Shadow is?
I remember it being mentioned.
Well, when we first met Core, who's the old guy, and the kid, he mentioned, like, the Shadow is leading the resistance against Baron Praxis. Okay. He might help you. And when we showed up at Torn's door, we're constantly going, when do we get to see the Shadow? Grrr! You know, I'm super angry.
I thought he was referring... Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, so... They're doing this job for the Shadow. They're going into Old Town to find and protect something that is important to them. And I'm low on health right now, so I really want to be careful. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to waste my Darkjack blasts. And just,
did that heal you up?
It didn't heal me up. No, it just got rid of him because he's got
just a big wave clear.
Yeah, he's got a projectile weapon. That's the thing. So now, if I'm right about what happens at this point, a bunch of enemies are gonna pop out of the opening that's straight ahead and act like a monster closet. Although maybe I already killed him ahead of time by shooting at him from the other platform. Oh, bad music! Bad music! Oh no. Okay.
Oh, damn.
How far back am I going to have to go? Yep, right at the very start. I know! That's this game in a nutshell, baby. I'm gonna really focus now. Carry on.
Yeah, I feel like the mechanic with like the Shadow Hedgehog mechanic.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I feel like games like Devil May Cry and stuff are getting popular around that, and a lot of the like action, like character action games in particular, will have like a super mode that you break out into. I feel like a lot of games in this era started doing that. It might not be Devil May Cry that came up with that, but that's the first thing.
Prince of Persia got onto that, definitely.
Yeah, like you press like R2 and L2 at the same time, or L3 and R3 at the same time, and then
and I like
super mode meter.
Was it always called Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry, like from the first game? Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
because I know DMC5 made a song called "Pull My Devil Trigger," which is great, which is actually a banger.
That song and different covers of it are in a lot of my playlists.
Oh yeah,
good song. Good song.
I think I was live at the concert where member of Easy Allies, Brendon Jones, and you know who Easy Allies are. Carl Bosman used to work for him. He did a sort of a lounge piano version of Pull My Devil Trigger, where it's him singing, like crooning like a big band guy, and it's like the one guy on piano just banging it out, and it's actually quite good. He's got a good voice. He used to be in musicals, so you know. Oh yeah, you watched Brandon Plays Pokemon, so you know exactly these guys.
Yeah.
For anyone curious, just to spruik someone else's content, group called Easy Allies, 2 of their members, one of them, Brandon Jones, this guy we're talking about, had never played a Pokemon game before. Another guy, Carl Bossman, a good friend of his, had played a lot of Pokemon games. And so they did kind of what we're doing now. Like, they met up every week, having played through and sort of made progress on a bit more of the game at a time. And sort of talked about it with like the learned, one of them being like very learned and familiar with the game, and the other not, but kind of discovering it for the first time. I mean, the dynamic's kind of flipped in that I'm playing it in front of you right now, but whereas Brendon was playing Pokemon throughout the week on his 3DS. But it's kind of the same vibe, and it's actually really good. It goes for like 10 episodes, and it's cool seeing Jones be like, I heard one guy talk about something called legendary Pokemon. What's that about? And Carl's just like, oh, okay. Oh, what do you reckon that's about? You know. So.
Oh man.
I kind of emulate that right now. Like when you're asking about what the last gun is or whether Praxis is going to appear again, I have to be a little coy. You know. I want you to discover this stuff. You know.
There's nothing I want more than to go back and experience like Pokemon for the first time and stuff like that.
That would be cool.
Do you know of Devil Trigger came out when they were advertising the game, and each of the playable characters in DMC5 had their own theme song?
Sure.
Do you know about that?
It rings a bell, and
okay,
like you tell me that was the case. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. One of the songs, I can't remember which character it's for. But it's called Subhuman. And it was so bad that they fucking pulled the song because the song sucked. I think.
Was it because of that, or was it because one of the singers was cancelled?
Yes, that's right.
Found to
they
be
put it
like,
up and they were really embarrassed, and then that happened, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to get rid of it. We have a good excuse to get rid of it." That's right. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
I mean, they should have taken it down regardless of quality.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a whole discussion, but yeah, like it's ultimately fine, you know.
Well, good news is that if you want to listen to that song, Lil V, who does metal covers of video game music, does a cover of it, and it's really good.
Yeah, right.
So it's a good version of that song.
I've been paused this entire time because this is the cutscene that ends Act 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I've been talking shit.
No, that's cool. That's cool. We will resume shit talking at a later date.
Is that? No, it couldn't be. That's not.
It's Samos's hut.
But what? How? When? Where? Why?
We're in the future, Dax. This horrible place.
Oh my god!
Is our world.
Oh my. Wow.
How did Daxter not clue into that in the last 2 years? Like, nothing clued him in up until this point.
Did Jack know that?
Jack's been in a prison the last 2 years.
So you didn't know either?
No, he definitely wouldn't have known. But he has an excuse. He's been sheltered this whole time. But Dexter's been a worker. You know, he's been in the city for ages. He would have at least heard something to the effect of like, oh yeah, this is the world we came from. You know, like
it was Earth all along.
Mm-hmm. You animals.
God, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was Earth. Oh, you finally made a monkey. Yes, we finally made a... Yeah.
Okay. Sadly, there's only one monkey in this game. Yeah, Daxter, I know we got to go back to the city, mate. It just takes ages to get out of here because of the frickin' death water, okay?
Oh. And that monkey is also a bird, so...
Technically.
Don't know if it counts.
Yeah, it's more bird than monkey for sure. It's just got a weird face that it can't peck with, which always drove me a little crazy as a kid.
What's his name again?
Pecker.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother was vindictive. It's like, that's a shitty way to be vindictive. Like, you'd get sick of that after a while.
Yeah, why would you be vindictive?
Why would you call your kid penis just to out of spite?
Yeah. Like, why would you have spite unless it's for original sin?
There's another cool thing that happens at this act break. As Daxter mentioned, we're finally going to go meet the Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
cool.
Who do you expect the Shadow to be like? Or what? Or, you know, when we meet this character, and it is a character.
The leader of the Resistance?
Yeah.
I'm going to say sassy female, sassy lady.
Sassy lady. Okay.
She's going to be a hard ass. She's going to be tsundere. She's going to be a hard ass on Jack, but going to start to warm up to him after we do a few quests. Okay. That's my guess.
Okay.
I think I got it. I think I got this one.
All right. Let's see if you're right.
The Shadows decided it's time to meet you.
Why is that place in the old ruins so important to you?
There's a powerful energy force at the old house. The metalheads are drawn to it.
No kidding. We used to know the guy that lived there.
So, you're the new
fuck, I'm an
who
idiot.
keep getting into trouble.
Oh, no, not you!
Welcome to our humble underground movement. I am known as the Shadow, but you may call me Samos. And you are...
Jeez, Jack, we
How
went
does he
through
not
all that
remember
to meet His Holiness, old loggerhead Grandpa Green?
Don't you know who we are?
Sorry, kid. Never seen you before. And I never forget a face. Especially one that ugly.
It's not that ugly.
How is this possible? We came through the rift with you. Into the future, right?
Yeah, you used to look older than dirt and uglier than a knotted stump. What gives? Did you get a
Is that him in, like, as an old... yes, okay.
Listen, boys,
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of twigs you've been chewing on, but I don't have time for this. We've got a bear
Wait.
to overthrow, a child heir to protect, an invasion of metalheads to stop, and a city to save. I'd say the schedule's pretty full. Besides, I haven't gone through any rifts. I hate teleporting.
Sure sounds like the old Samos.
Right now, I need you to go to Haven Forest.
Samos.
Same old. Yes.
But I can't
pretty good.
protect it much longer. Chase down and destroy all the metalhead scouts you find there. Good luck, and welcome to the fight.
Okay, so leader of the Resistance is Samos, but he doesn't remember us and he looks younger.
Okay, so... he looks...
Well,
wait,
yeah,
okay.
he used to... Like, Daxter explicitly says, he used to look older and, like, uglier than a knotted tree stump, so, like...
Well, they've just introduced the concept of time travel, so the answer to this could be all sorts of fucking things.
Okay, alright. But at least you're thinking about the possibilities. At least the cogs are turning, you know?
But, like, no, having time travel confirmed means they can do whatever now.
Mm-hmm. So this is also why people like that bird lady theory about Onan the soothsayer, because it's like, oh, she just lived long enough, you know, to meet them at the other end. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't say how long it's been, did they?
You won't be able to catch those metalheads in the forest on foot, so I've left my jetboard at the airlock near the city exit. Since you're helping the underground, I'll even let you keep it.
We've permanently got the jetboard, baby.
I like how she serves the same purpose.
Pretty
No,
much,
different.
yeah. For all the
Despite
change.
not even knowing who we are.
Yeah. You work for crew. Here's a skateboard. Like,
I was going to say, is the jetboard the skateboard that really...
Yeah, jetboard and skateboard are basically... I use them interchangeably for this game, yeah.
That fun looking skateboard.
'Cause
By
it's
the way, I did all
effectively
the
a skateboard.
challenges to get Officer Dick in THPS. I was going to keep going, but I think I'm done with that game for now.
There.
Learning how long it will take to get a platinum trophy in that game turned me off.
Oof,
'Cause you
yeah.
have to just
I looked at
grind
it and I'm like, nope, it's not happening. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you see the changes they're going to bring to trophy system?
Yeah.
In the near future. Yeah, cool.
No, I didn't say that. What are the
Oh no,
changes?
no, you said no. Okay. So they basically changed the living system. So rather than hovering at 12 or 13 like a lot of people do, it scales up to like the triple digits. So you're leveling up more constantly. And
Oh, I thought you meant PlayStation was making changes to it.
yeah. That's what they're doing.
I call shotgun.
Yeah, what do you think
What?
I'm referring to?
Oh, like the actual level of like when you get yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what number I'm at with that. So, but interesting. Sorry, go on. Now that I understand what you mean.
That's cool. But yeah, just some interesting little changes to make it more gratifying, I suppose. The thing I like about this little section, yes, it makes you wait while it teleports you over to the other end of the ravine. It's kind of worth it though, because you look back and you get this cool little view of the city behind you. And I assume that's what it's rendering, you know. But I think that's rather cool.
We haven't had heaps to look at this thus far. It's been a lot of grim cityscapes.
Yeah, but I just I like that the park is the thing immediately outside this, so it's like you're seeing. Oh, that reminds me, there's yak house in this game, and I told you I'd show you one. So we'll crunch on that, I reckon, after doing this.
Can you
mission.
punch it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Punch it.
You can't you cannot hurt it into other areas like you had to in the first game, but I mean, yeah, you can punch it and hear its belly glisten. No, jiggle. Yes.
Glisten. Here's belly glisten.
Hear colors,
Oh, yeah.
see sounds. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot to mention there's a green bar on your left on the stream with your camera in Streamlabs.
For real.
If you have time to adjust it.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I really hoped I'd got around to that, but okay. Well, there we go. That should be...
I meant to mention it a while ago, but I think there was a chaotic thing happening.
Righto.
I think it was when you just got the Gatling gun.
Right. There we go.
Which feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, okay, that should feel a lot better. I'm sorry to everyone who has been seeing that in their peripheral vision and going quietly insane like I do on a regular basis when I watch the VODs back. Okay. So, the Shadow, Samos, if indeed it is our Samos, has sent us to protect yet another significant site. You know, all this precursor crap that's just going to fill holes in the story from more metalheads.
Use your jetboard.
Okay.
Yay.
Woo!
Tiny Hawk.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Egg. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Do you have to be on the jetboard?
It's recommended, and you'll see why in a moment.
Because there's a skate park.
No, because we got to catch these guys. And you can't well catch a flying doohickey on foot. You can do a little 360 to boost your speed a bit. But yeah, we just got to chase it down. And when
It's
we get...
interesting.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Sorry. The first one was like very much a collectible sort of game based around collecting the power cells, eggs, fireflies, and stuff.
Yep.
And there's like that is not how this game operates at all. It is a to B story, which is interesting. I mean, there's side missions and stuff like that, upgrades, but it's still very much
Yeah, the collecting is there to support. Goodness gracious, I would have had it that time. Basically, I'm trying to trigger an animation where Jack like takes him down in a really cool way. Like, kills him brutally. You know, absolutely pulverizes them. More or less, like all the metalheads we've been encountering. Yeah.
Oh, it's a metalhead. Okay.
Yeah, it's a metalhead. It's not a precious flat bird or the thing we're riding around on. It's not that.
That's what I was thinking, because there's all these butterflies and stuff.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you glitching out right now? Maybe I got to jump at it. I think that's what I got to do.
Yeah. jump into its model.
Yep. Get up on the metalhead's back. Someone's just isolated that clip from Kingdom Hearts 2, put it on a loop, and had it so it's playing in like a howling void, kind of. So you're hearing, the ambient noise is just like...
Oh, with the Hydra. Yeah.
Yeah. The Phil saying get up on the Hydra's back, and he's just saying it over and over again. It's like he's down a well, kind of. It's very clever. I really like it.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you were talking about Shadow of the Colossus.
No.
There's a lot of getting on top of the enemy's back in that. Mm-hmm. Have you played Shadow of the Colossus?
I played the PS4 remake, and by Bluepoint, who are currently putting out a remake of Demon's Souls.
Oh yeah.
That's them. Okay, I'm keeping count, so this is the third one. I'm just going around the edge of the lake, getting a fourth orb.
Also, there's, given that this story is like an A to B sort of thing, it's very interesting that there's not a lot of backtracking to previous areas.
No.
Thus far. There might be that.
Well, there was Dead Town earlier. It's these isolated levels that we go back to, but it's specifically for missions. It's not the Mario 64 angle of like having a list of objectives and just getting to them in any old way we want. It's you get a GDA mission and they just reuse the same little map and just have different corners of it, which I think was clearly part of their design philosophy to just have, you go here, you go to Dead Town, and the first time you got to get the flag from the tower, the second time you got to go find Samus's hut, and who knows, maybe there'll be more places to go in that little area later. And certainly, like, and in this mountain pass area, like we went through a temple earlier, getting those 3 items for the soothsayer. Now we're in a forest that is connected to it, and it's just like kind of going for the same feel of that consistent world from Jak and Daxter, but just a little more segmented and directed. And yeah.
Oh, was that a grind?
It was.
Oh, this is Airblade. We talked about Airblade, didn't we?
Nope.
Didn't we? I swear we talked about Airblade. Do you know what Airblade is, the PS2 game?
Nope. I may have played a demo for it in the day, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a launch title for PS2.
Mm-hmm. That would explain how I managed to play it on a demo disc.
It's sort of like a skateboarding game, not really. Like the way that levels worked is you had to do missions in between, like you had a time limit and you had to finish missions sequentially to make it to the end.
Reese says, is this supposed to be the same forest that serves as the first main level of Jak and Daxter 1? I think you're talking about the Forbidden Jungle, Reese, and that is not necessarily the first level. You're more likely to be going to the beach area, which this is not a beach area. Sorry.
Actually, yeah, that is a good point. So we're in the same space that the first game takes place in.
Yeah, and you would think that. Yeah, naturally, you would think that it like, you know, more than just Samus's hut, you'd find other areas from the last game, but not really. At least nothing that's like explicitly referred to in the same sense as Samus's hut. So. Yeah,
that'd be cool though. Like if these were all remixed, like make them all look a bit nicer, and then like change some elements of, or at least I like have a couple of them. They do that in Dark Souls, which I really like. Except for parts where they just straight up lift areas wholesale. Actually, that doesn't really happen very often.
Okay. Okay, so there's one. We've got 2 more to go. Should not be hard to get them, but I'm having a hard time. There were 5 total. I've got 2 left.
Yeah. I'm just saying all the numbers.
Do you remember who the metalheads are? Sorry.
I remember.
Do you remember who Baron Praxis is?
More or less.
Yeah, okay.
I remember what he did.
He's the guy who says strength is their weakness, and we're meant to be like, wow, cool.
I mean, I can't remember what he looks like, but I remember his character.
He's got like half his face replaced with like a robot kind of skull cap, basically.
Oh, it's Clancy Brown, right?
Yeah, it's Clancy Brown. That's right.
Okay, yeah.
So you hear him constantly going like, sacrifice for your city. Sacrifice for your city.
Does the city have a name?
Haven City.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Haven from what?
It is also the name of the main city from Artemis Fowl.
Is it? There you go. I don't remember heaps of Artemis Fowl. Remember bits of it.
I read the book and I heard the movie was shithouse. They dumped it on Disney Plus and moved on.
Gotta watch that.
All right, last Bird Boy, where are you?
They set a really dangerous precedent by doing that. By being like, we're releasing this movie on Disney Plus
for an extra added premium price. If you want to watch Mulan, you gotta cough up. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's fine if they're putting a premium on single movies. But I mean, releasing it like Artemis Fowl didn't cost a premium to watch. I don't think.
Oh, that's a good point. And Lady and the Tramp and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a really dangerous precedent because it's like, if there's a movie that goes straight there, people will be like, oh, it's just a straight to Disney Plus movie. Like it's probably going to be shit.
Right. So one and only Ivan. No, thank you. Not good enough for my moolah.
But like that would be fine if they weren't also doing premiums for movies, but they're creating a tier that didn't need to exist beforehand.
Yes, they definitely are doing that, aren't they? And it's like, what's the and like you can't say it's like just the live action remake specifically because they've put out Lady and the Tramp for free, like with the service. So yeah, it's like, oh, we need more money.
Look, listen, Michael Eisner, if you're watching, I can't remember if you're dead. No, you're not dead. You don't work for Disney anymore.
No, you've published
Michael
a book.
Eisner's watching. Just hire us to run your streaming service.
We got plenty of experience.
Do you know what the new CEO's name is? I can't remember.
I do not. Bob Iger? No.
Bob Iger stepped down recently.
Okay.
It's some white dude.
All right, we finished. So let's get back to the lush greenery area and punch a yak cow.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with Michael Eisner's work, but an interesting guy to say the very least.
I should be familiar with I should be able to associate the name with a certain tenure in Disney history. Reese is saying a lot of straight to DVD stuff. Is that kind of what you're referring to? No, that's not how to get out.
Yes, but I think even categorizing the Disney films that came out at the time also don't do justice to Michael Eisner's reign as a Disney CEO. He had a lot of ideas, and most of them were just stealing other people's ideas.
Was Atlantis involved?
Yeah.
Was that caught up in that maelstrom?
Yes,
okay, cool.
I think so.
I haven't watched that movie in full in a long time. I assume it's alright. Like, clever in spots, but not super involving. I would have gladly gone to that Kingdom Hearts world, but I don't think it made enough money.
Man, imagine if there's a Kingdom Hearts theme park.
Oh shit!
And it's called Disneyland.
They have Kingdom Hearts themed hotel rooms in Disneyland Japan. I know that.
Oh
that's the furthest they've gone, and you get a keyblade for the room key.
Take me there.
And that may have been a limited time thing, but.
Yeah, Treasure Planet was like a reward for some movie doing real well. Or Atlantis, I can't remember. It was one of those two. Anyway, Michael Eisner was the head of Disney for so long and responsible for so much shit. It's hard to remember all the details of everything. Because unless you're like an expert.
Yeah.
But basically his whole thing was...
Sorry, go on.
If you saw something another company was doing successfully, he was like, Disney should be doing that.
Yeah.
Which is what they do now, but back then I was like, let's just do a way worse job of it.
I have an added... I was thinking we'll find the yak owl and we'll punch it, but that's not going to fill... Also, can we just stop and focus on the set for a moment on the fact that they rendered this entire water gun?
Yeah, I was going to say, are these sprinklers?
Yeah, they're sprinklers. And these are weird human elf world veggies, I guess. This is like how the city feeds itself. Oh.
I just talked to my racing client, and she told me you're pretty good with that jet board of hers. My sources say a shipment of Crimson Guard listening equipment just arrived in the port. None of us, including the underground,
So crew is. All right, mate. Yep, got it. Okay. So what crew is basically saying there is like, I have another mission for you, but it was not good enough to get its own intro cinematic. So enjoy, fellas. That's basically what's going on there. What I'm now, unfortunately, it's a different grassy area where the yak cows are. Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that grassy area. I'm going to show you the yak cow. Then I'm going to go to that red skull because I think that's a fun mission to end on, really. Because it features Ashlyn.
By the way, I don't have any limit to when we stop, so we can keep going for as long as you want, by the way. But if you want to wrap it up there, that's cool.
Sick. Okay. It's just like the next few missions aren't super exciting by comparison. That's the only worry. I've got a list of missions here. Just trying to suss out what comes next. And yeah, so we'll do the Red Skull mission, and we'll do Cruise mission as well. Yes, that will be good to do, I believe. And we'll find that. About Disney. Yeah, go on.
I think I'm just gonna link Lindsay Ellis's video. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The thing with Treasure Planet was like the lead animators had made all these movies, and they were like, okay, you only have to do one more, do Hercules, and then we'll let you make whatever movie you want, as long as Hercules is successful.
Sure.
And like Hercules was successful, but it like wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be, and they didn't get like as much time or funding, or something happened as a result of that. But I'm gonna watch this video as soon as we finish the stream, and I've just linked it into the chat anyway. So
hey, buddy. Hey, pal. How you doing, man?
Hell yeah! Oh, it looks great.
Yeah. Just munching on some grass.
Actually, its main looks terrible. Are those textures not loading in, or is it like actually? Like,
that is legit. That is legit how it looks. Yeah. It's like passerbys in a driving game. It's people watching on the sidelines.
Well, its face looks really cool.
They went to the trouble rendering it. They don't get put to use in any missions whatsoever.
This is classic Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
This is the most Naughty Dog shit ever.
Also, there's a specific sound effect for when you hit veggies. Yeah, that squishiness, you know.
Oh, I heard it.
Gotta love it.
Foliarized is working for his dollars. Or hers. We advocate for equality in the Foley artistry world.
Yep.
What was I going to say? Something about how good Disney is. I have Disney Plus anymore. So behind Emperor's New Groove, it's originally going to be a way more serious movie called Kingdom of the Sun. That's stuck in development for years and years. Yeah, when I think David Spade, I think serious roles.
I don't think he was in it originally. I want to say, or maybe he was, and Owen Wilson was in it at one stage. There's a doco about it called The Sweatbox, which is the name they give to the theater that they show the execs their work in progress stuff to. And it's the Sweatbox because it's like, shit, it better be good. They better like this.
Right.
All our work for the last couple of years has been for nothing, man. So.
Yeah, that would. Oh, man. Animation would be hard.
Yep, sure is. One of my favorite things that I've ever seen that's about filmmaking is the behind-the-scenes stuff for The Incredibles. Not because like, I mean, it's still pretty sanitized. Like, you're not seeing anything up close and personal about Brad Bird or anything like that. But like, they're just going into a lot of detail about the kind of discussions they have about it, and the kind of like arguments they have over what should be the case in the story, and their philosophy and how it sort of grows and evolves over the 4 years it takes to make any one of the Pixar movies. Yeah, it was cool. And I watched that stuff a lot because I had the 2-disc edition of The Incredibles, and so not only did it have the short film Jack Attack, but it had lots of other stuff that I took incredible interest in.
I'm pretty sure at some point during Toy Story 2's production, like all the work that they had done got lost at some point.
Yeah, there's a story one of them tells where like someone like entered in a bad line command that started wiping everything. And it successfully wiped everything, but someone had taken the entire film home to work on their home station. So they saved it that way. And that would have sucked because they were like crunching on that movie as well. So
and yeah, you can't do anything about that. If you lose all that shit, you're fucked. 2-disc edition of Finding. Yeah, I remember watching some Finding Nemo. I remember watching some Finding Nemo thing where they were doing like a tech demo basically.
Yeah, that stuff is good too.
I remember them doing like a tech demo of a whale, and they were like, "This looks too real. We need to actually cartoonize this movie way more than how all the creatures look at the moment," which is really interesting and a very valid point. That movie looks so good.
Finding Nemo, yeah, still does.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's a very, very evocative feeling. It's and the people talk about the Up opening scene, but the one in that is like similarly tragic and also just well judged and just hits the right vibe and sets everything up really well. So, whereas Up kind of tapered off by comparison.
Yeah,
I feel like
I haven't watched Up, to be honest, but
it's all right. It's not a bad time.
I feel like Finding Nemo was like someone perfected how to make the movie look like everything is underwater, and they were like, all right, we need a movie around this technology.
Well, I feel like for a long time, and maybe even now still, like a lot of their films are characterized by like technical achievements. So like Monsters Inc. it was figuring out how to make Sully as furry as he is, and like having a model with like individual hairs and shit. All right, let's watch this.
How's it riding in the hood, Red?
Get out of the area. This is Crimson Guard business.
You meant to hit on it, Daxter. Come on.
Is coming in from the wasteland, but the clearance
because she is girl.
The driver was scared. We're going
this is the character that I thought Shadow was going to be.
Yeah.
I've got it here.
I wanted to say you're just describing Ashlyn, but I didn't want to dissuade you and lessen and dull the surprise. You know.
Well, I forgot that this character existed.
Help me take out all the metalheads.
Damn
metalheads.
Damn metalheads. All right.
Bullseye.
Come on. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna stay as Darkjack for a bit and fuck some dudes up.
Yeah, it seems like a good time to pop off.
Seems like
it seems like it hurts. Oh, that's something I was gonna say at the start of the stream. Was that?
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, that hurt.
Everything in this game is like the edgelord level is toned up so hard on like every cutscene, like every interaction. Everyone is putting on the full edginess that they possibly can, and it makes it hard for anything to cut through because everything is just so lathered in like.
It's not well paced, is it?
Come on. The metalheads are getting bolder every day. It's almost like they're testing our defenses, like probing attacks.
Oh my god! Almost like.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great character. Great character. Ashlyn is just so memorable. The fact that you forgot about her is just... Yeah.
Well, she's also hinting at, like, the metalheads working with, like, being in cahoots with, I don't know who was running the city, but we already know that.
Yeah, but it's basically, she's just demonstrating that, like so many other people, that's just completely naive to it, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What's the... If I go talk to crew, what is that?
There's no need for her to present that information to us.
There is one more tie to Jack and Daxter 1 that we can discover today. And by doing this next mission...
Back one, the last reference.
Pretty much. No, by doing this next mission for crew, we're going to see a little something else you should remember. So, yeah. No, just not a specific... Like, you've been asking about it up until now. It's like, what I've been trying to say, and maybe I've misspoken, but, like, none of the characters from the first game come back. None of the...
Yeah.
None of the specific named or unnamed, as the case may be, characters from the first game reappear. Golem Meyer included. But, you know, certain things come back. Yak House.
Other than Samos and
Samos and Kira, yeah.
Kira, yeah.
Precursor Tech, yeah. She's hard to remember too.
I was genuinely struggling with her name.
Yeah.
But you know, God damn it, Neil.
Neil's fault.
I remember this place. Yes, I remember this location.
Yes. We're gonna, with a very, very nice
Get
interior.
upgrades. Oh, this is where fucking, what's his name is, Dexter Jet still lives. There he is.
as usual, eh? Health violations, back taxes. Everyone wants a
Taxes. Now you're speaking my language, buddy.
Lucky for you,
I did that today.
plenty to go around.
Oh!
Ah, fat.
Then you know, eh? I've got a new project going, and I don't need anyone snooping around my shipments. Let's just say, if everything goes as planned, I'm going to corner the market in metalhead trophies. Anyway, I have another job for you. An associate of mine, Bruta, works with me in the forced labor trade.
You mean slave trade?
That's what I was gonna say.
Challenged.
I don't know if slavery is right to humor, but you know, let's continue.
Well, it's to their credit. It's like passing. You know, they just move on.
And I need his money.
Lurkers? We don't like lurkers.
But you do like gun upgrades, eh? There are 3 Crimson Guard.
You know why Dexter is so
project the Baron has outside the
aware of what lurkers are, right?
Take out the transports and bring the 3 lurkers
Wait.
to Bruta's trinket stand.
Yeah, I remember what lurkers are, but there's lurkers as well as metalheads? Like, I assume they'd just been replaced. Interesting.
No, lurkers still around.
Okay.
Lurkers
That's
are
fun.
still around, but we're helping these lurkers.
Oh.
Yeah, so what he was saying is that they're slaves. You know, they've been sold into the slave trade, and
Oh, they're the slaves, right? Okay.
yeah, and we got to rescue them. Hopefully, we got enough ammo for this. I think we do.
Oh, I heard him. I heard Clancy.
Yeah,
Hey, Fang Boy, hurry up and get in. We'll take you to Bruta. Keep away
Get in.
buddy. I need you to get in. Get around the. There we go. Thankfully, for some reason, when you know we were sort of taxiing humans around earlier, doing a crazy taxi, they can't. Those humans could not get in a vehicle like this, a bike. But lurkers can get on the bike. Interesting logic.
Yeah, I love this.
It is pretty good. Yeah, I like it too, honestly. I like that it's kind of... It seems to affect the weight of the vehicle. I'm not sure that it does, but... it's just... yeah, the hair tech, exactly. It's not the...
Oh, the Tress effects on display here are incredible. By the way, Tress effects is that engine that I used to make Lara Croft's hair.
Okay. Sorry. I'm constantly ditching bikes because they are fragile and there's a lot of people shooting at me. So, and you lose a fair bit of health if a bike explodes with you on it. So.
Yeah, what I was going to say before.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too heavy, but in Saints Row 3, have you ever played Saints Row 3?
Saints Row 3. I played a little bit of it. I've mostly played Saints Row 2.
There's it's a really, really good game, except for this one scene where there's like people who have been sex trafficked.
Oh.
And it's like, do you want to let them go or make them your sex slaves? Ha ha ha.
Nope. Nope.
And big nope. Like, I don't think anything should be
yikes for me, dog.
off the table for comedy.
Sure.
But like that was the entire like point of the thing. It's like, do you want to have these sex slaves? And
What's
it's
the likelihood that Volition Software have a really good take on it? You know, the Saints Row people have an excellent way to.
Great take on fucking like the most deplorable.
Yeah, because who's their writer? It's not exactly fucking Bill Burr or whatever. You know, it's not. They haven't hired a absolute politically incorrect genius savant comic. You know, it's their writer. It's their in-house writer.
Another lurker free.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting choice. Interesting choice.
Oh man, that did remind me of something. Something Saints Row related. I enjoyed Saints Row 2. That's all I can say. I might have had something more interesting to say than that.
I think Saints Row 2 was like the second game that I got on PS3.
Buggy as hell on PC if you try to play the Steam version, but I got through it. I got to the end of the campaign.
I remember really liking the second game. And the third game as well, other than that one part. got super hyped for the fourth one, and then it got delayed, and I got angry about it and haven't played it.
Okay. I've never gotten. Oh, I think the Kingdom Hearts 2 coming out 6 months after the US really stung. I was very aware of it at the time. But for the most part, delays don't, especially in this year, they don't bother me at all. It's like, yeah in 2020, yeah.
But it used to just be like time, like for region. Like it used to be like a year and sometimes more than a year. Like Pokemon came out in like 1994 in Japan and 1996 in Australia or something like that. Anyway, wow, look at this guy.
Look at this guy. A talking, talking lurker. This is Bruto they mentioned.
I love this.
Yeah, let's have a listen to this accent, huh?
All right.
Little Archie warrior, you have the great thing for brutal and lurker people.
No toucher, the dude.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. You great guy. Bruder not forget. Bruder pay you back. You see.
Misa called Bruto. Yeah.
Just trying to pick up on if there's a specific accent, but
there isn't.
Yeah.
You can see the backbending going on there, just a knot.
It's like.
Or the,
I was gonna say
the director's notes being like, less Jamaican. Like,
yeah. Don't make the same mistake they did with JoJo. There's a man, I forgot. But yeah, Jar Jar went a bit too overboard.
Sorry, Jar Jar went too overboard. Yes, that's as has been well established. Yes. Is there another good one? Yeah, I did the 2 missions. I reckoned we should do.
We can wrap it up if you want. I don't
yeah, I'm thinking we should. Yeah, I'm looking at the list, and it's busy work, unfortunately. By comparison, I think we've had a good succession of twists, so to speak, surprise reveals in this episode. Let's like try and remember them all. Like lurkers still exist. They're not gonna like factor hugely into the story, but they're there. And what else? So this world is the future. You had that theory, I remember. Reese, the side missions are starting to get samey, so I might do them off camera just for the sake of variety.
Yeah, do them off stream or something.
Yeah, they're starting to get samey at this point. If I encounter one that's actually interesting or not a repeat of a campaign mission, I'll make sure to include it in the next stream. But yeah, you had the theory or early on that this might be the future. In fact, you were wondering if they had established that and you had missed it.
Yeah.
So are you...
I confirm now, which is great.
Yeah, hard confirmed. So you're more just relieved that they... Hang on, let me...
I mean, is it a hard confirm? Because they also afterwards introduced... You said younger Samus. I thought it was an older Samus.
Well, I'm just saying what Daxter said. Like, hey, we knew a Samus as well, but he was older and looked like a craggy weirdo, which is true. Like, that Samus they just met does not look like the Samus they know. And the weirdo.
But my thought is there's no confirmation other than their suspicions that were in the future. This could also be the past. I might be way off, but it could also be an alternate dimension. There's nothing that is necessarily confirming that we went to the future, if that makes sense.
Jack very liminally and bluntly saying, we're in the future, Dax. This horrible place is our world, I think is meant to serve the dual function. Can you turn off the alert music, please? I'm trying to talk here. I think it serves the dual function of telling the audience we're in the future. And can I just say, look, yeah, there's nothing else that says that will sully that notion. We are in the future. You can just take it. You can just take it as read. That is the reveal. There's nothing more to learn in that respect.
Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Everyone is dead, but also alive at the same time.
Oh my god!
No one has ever died.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in the future. That's fine.
We're in the
why
future.
Why is Samus young? I don't know. Is he traveling backwards through time like Tenet? Who knows?
Yeah. Why does he not remember them at all? When they describe, like, we went through the portal, right? It's like, I never forget a face, buddy. Nah. Because he's like sensible. He knows what he's doing. It's not. He hasn't got a knock to the head or anything. So, and he's the Shadow. He's the leader of the Resistance. People trust him. So he's been around. It's been around a long time. I don't think 2 years is like would have been a lot like really quick to become a leader of the resistance. So yeah,
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by next stream.
We'll figure it out. No, there was like a third thing. So lurkers still exist. We're in the future. Oh yeah, Samos exists. That was like the triple whammy. Yeah. Yeah. Will they finally acknowledge that Kira is the racing chief? I don't know. I don't know if it even happens next session. It might.
In this game.
It might happen next session, but like it is funny how much they drag that out. Yeah. And yeah, and I'm looking at the list of missions because like I love having the hanger hat on for each session as far as like the big thing that happened.
Yeah.
There's like one especially annoying mission that I've gotten some practice in on, which should be okay, but that's like the first time the game poses a real challenge. And this racing team that is constantly referred to, we might, do a bit of racing. See what that looks like. Might do a bit of racing. It would be an incredible fake out if it wasn't Kira after all. Yes.
Kira's sister, Bera.
It would. Sadly, we've already referred to it in the conditional tense, and we can't actually indulge that possibility with Brendon. I'm going to shut that down, just like I shut down the idea that they're in the past. No, they're in the future.
Fair. Good job.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about? Cool.
No, capitalism was a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what? Organized. Oh no, never mind. Bye.
Also, Saturday, I'm gonna stream Crash 4.
Oh yeah.
At like 2 o'clock in the Arvo, roughly the same time. I know you're doing your sweep. Roughly the same time that I played the demo the other week. I'm gonna jump on and start doing time trials, which I haven't started yet on Crash 4. I've hit end credits. I love it. I really like the game. I just think it's really good. Clearly made by people who love the original trilogy, but aren't afraid to just rethink certain things or go back to basics on other things. And it makes me want them to make a Crash 5 with the same team. So I think that's an
big price.
Out and out success, and I'm going to really enjoy going through and trying to get platinum relics, which I probably won't do, but I'll try and like hit up a nice variety of Crash levels, including the ones where you play as other characters, and just have a good time.
I've already broken my mind enough trying to get platinum in the previous games.
Oh yeah, I managed to get platinum trophies in those 3 games, which was awesome. I had a lot of fun doing that, just beating my head against the wall and then finally overcoming. It's the closest I think I've come to that Dark Souls feeling of just like persevering and then overcoming,
I was trying to get all the trophies for Dark Souls 1, and it's and just like the main. It's not actually like the difficulty of the game that has anything to do with that. It's there's incredibly inconsistent drop rates for items that you need to get trophies in that game.
Sure.
I got the platinum for Bloodborne though.
Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, sick. That's good. Good job. Yeah, and then other than that, review gear Friday.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I like review gear. I like it when you talk shit on new gear. Yeah. So
never talk shit. I would never talk shit about you, yeah.
All right. So until next time.
Send us over to Totes video.
Absolutely. Yes. That's a fantastic idea. You could see that he's on.
Watch a bit as well. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And he's playing Last of Us 2, isn't he?
I really want to do a grounded playthrough of that.
You told me that.
Embarrassing.
In fact, go to Totes video and ask him if he's playing on grounded. He's not, but if a lot of people do it, it'll just confuse him. No, he's lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna go /raid Totes video, and away we go. It's as simple as that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will see you soon. Bye.
So does this? Yes, it automatically goes there. Okay, I was wondering how this works.